So often we're telling people to get outside and that paddleboarding is an all year round sport, and it truly is. So we've decided to basically take you on a little bit of a journey with us. We're shooting over to the Isle of Wight. It's straight across the Solent Forest, body of water that sits between us centrally on the south coast, and well, that and the English Channel. The Isle of Wight kind of gets in between. The Isle of Wight, great spot. In fact, there's countless spots on it, and this is the joy of it being the island that it is, in that regardless of weather, there's always somewhere to paddle on the island. The other thing that really makes it such a great opportunity, and the reason for getting outside now, is, well, the Red Paddle Co 2025 range. Red Paddle Co, one of our longest standing brand partners in what is coming up for 10 years of the SUP Co. So super excited to go and see Jamie and Lucy from Red, and also all of the new Red Paddle Co 2025 range. Boards so light, so much lighter, and just way stiffer. Wicked, just wicked.
So we've just made some subtle little tweaks and changes to the board. So we wanted to improve just sort of the usage of it ever so slightly. So we've widened the tail a little bit and put the kick pad on the back. So like yesterday when we was taking it out in some waves, some surfing, you can feel where you're standing, and it gives you that extra little stability on the back there. And as well as people progressing their skills in paddling, doing the step back turns, having that little bit more width on the tail, really nice. And then progressing up the board, we kept it 32 wide. We find that's a real nice number for that stability point for people progressing maybe as their first board or second board. Still has really nice glide, so every time I take this paddle out, it really surprises me how nice the glide is on the 11.3.
Yeah.
People think because it's 11.3 it doesn't have that much glide, but when actually you paddle it, has that real nice sensation of glide, speed, and tracks really well.
As a model for us in the test centre over the years, the 11.3 Sport's been really popular because if so many people come in fixated almost on the 10.6 ride, because that is the benchmark of an all-round board. But once you start, and there's no hard sell, there's nothing like that, but once you start to put people on boards that are longer and longer, people go off and try a 12.6, you know, and we even encourage them to say, look, go and try a 14-foot board. It's probably not for you, but say you've tried it. But everyone seems to wind back and fit the 11.3. Yeah. And it is this sweet spot almost of a really capable all-rounder it's a bit of a Swiss Army knife.
Oh yeah, we've called it the free ride board for that reason. So in the new 2025 lineup, we've called it a free ride rather than all round, because it has that free ride element. You can just take it and it works in all conditions. So from surfing yesterday to cruising on flat water today, improving skills, like you say,
and to see the kick pad on there and allude to that, but without losing you know, ultimately I think a lot of the character that makes the 11.3 so popular, to see you guys tweak it and just refine it further still, I mean, it's a fantastic bit of kit, really, really is. And the new tech in the board as well, it is noticeably stiffer, but the weight reduction is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, oh absolutely,
You know?
yeah, definitely. Going to that MSL 800 material across the lineup for the 25 Future Series.
Yeah.
It's saving, so up to 20% on saving on some boards.
I mean, I'd say we don't carry the boards a great deal at the test centres that we have in the shop, but yeah, you know, inflating the car park, hucking them down the beach, and then kind of like, you know, God, this is okay. I'll carry two.
Yeah.
This is easy. You know.
Yeah, that's it. That's why you always try and get out and paddle with people in so many different locations, so I get the feel of actually how they're using the board. Because, like you say, some people are just using it in that one location. They kind of set the boards ready to go.
Yeah.
But when sort of the pumping up, I always watch that whole experience of somebody from the moment they turn up to unrolling it. Where do they unroll it? Where do they pump it up? Is it at the car? Is it at the beach? How far are they carrying it? So I've done that for years across the whole of the UK, just sort of paddled with people and just tried to watch how they use the board.
Yeah.
And that is such a key part for so many people, is that weight and being able to carry it, lift it, manoeuvre it. But it's the right weight, because you don't want to strip all the goodness of the board. If you go too light, you're losing a lot of the goodness. So it's still, like you say, maintains all the integrity and durability.
The stiffness is noticeable. It is so now comparable to a composite board. It's like, wow, okay, this is, you'd be hard removed not to kind of consider an inflatable if also a composite board is kind of on your short list.
Yeah.
So for those looking for a longer board then, you've got two 12.6s now.
Yes, yeah. So we introduced the 12.6 by 30 wide last year, and that was really, really popular board. That was really good. The bit we found that people like the best in this board is the 4.7 inches of the stability being lower, closer connected to the water. They just felt so more confident and stable and planted on the board.
Yeah.
So that 12.6 by 30 was such a great addition. We did quite a lot of events throughout the year, and the one board we felt like we was missing ever so slightly was just a slightly narrower, sportier version of that. So now we've got the 12.6 by 28 as well.
Right, okay.
So we've moved the wider point on the 28 is a little bit further forward, so almost like the shoulders of the board.
Yeah.
So like to give you stability, so if you're using it in windier, choppier conditions, you've got that stability just in front of you across the feet. But if you're looking to boy turn it, moving that back down the board, you've got more responsiveness. You don't need to go right to the tail. So the best advice I can give somebody is to go to somewhere like yourselves and try the boards.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time the numbers of whips and stuff is actually the sensation of getting out on the boards. A lot of people don't realise how stable the red is at the 4.7 with the squarer tail.
It makes a massive
yeah.
difference compared to, you know, traditionally speaking, like previous 12.6 models from yourself have been those 6 inches thick, but it's a remarkable, and it's only 1.25 inches, but the drop and the kind of, it's the sensation of almost like a cork bobbing around.
Yeah.
You have this really corky kind of floaty feeling, and you don't. On this, it's much more,
you can see,
I think you said already, like connected.
Yeah, you can see the squareness almost of it there.
Yeah.
Being like lower, closer, much more connected, much more responsive, and it takes less volume to pump it up. So pumping up the 12.6 by 28 is a real good go-to board. So when I'm like only got an hour in the morning to do a little bit of like practice for fitness and race training, that 12.6 by 28 is a good one for that, because I can just pump it up so quick and it's good to go.
So next, well, a little bit, I think, is going to put a little bit of the cat amongst the pigeons amongst some red fans in the Voyager 13.2. Hugely successful board, you know, a real stalwart of the lineup, and for me it's something I've always gone to, particularly when paddling with my son when he was younger, but it's now 14 foot.
Yeah.
What is noticeable when we're inflating them as well as the rocker line, it seems to be a bit flatter than the 13.2 outgoing.
Yeah, so we just want to increase that waterline length, so for those longer distance trips you've still got the V-hole underneath to really aid that tracking. So you can, when you're doing those longer trips, you know that you set your course and you use your reference points, but you can just keep going, and that will just aid your tracking, so you can do a lot more strokes on one side before you need to change.
And then the other thing that kind of stood out, and we spoke about off camera already, so you've given me the answer, but just while we're doing the walkthrough, the handles, these are all much longer, the centre handles.
Yeah.
Why is that?
So you can find that balance point, so when you're walking and carrying it, so if you've got a bag on the front, you can move your hand to find that balance point. So that's across the 14s, yeah. So no matter what sort of kit setup you've got,
Yeah.
or how you carry it slightly, or if you're going up and over something, or you can adjust it to find that balance point.
No, it's wicked. And the graphics, I see the graphics are kind of, this topography kind of graphic is kind of filtered back in again from previous years, which was probably one of the most popular graphics that I think you guys have ever done.
Yeah, no, we've always had that in mind. We've always had a little photo in the office of that board and out doing some adventures. So yeah, just
it's nice to see that kind of filter back in. But what is great also, I kind of stood here in the middle, is that you look across, now there seems to be just consistency in the aesthetics of the range as well.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Yeah, there's some colour changes kind of call out the different names of the boards.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they look really smart all alongside one another.
And the biggest one on this one is the weight saving. So from the MSL to the MSL 800 on the 14 with the V-hull, that is the most noticeable one for the weight saving.
And I think if any negative comment was ever to be said out loud about the 13.2 Voyager, and they were rare kind of comments at best, would be the weight. I mean, it was a noticeably heavy board, the two Voyagers and the 12.6 and the 13.2. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, if any board needed kind of to go on a bit of a diet, then that would have been it. And this is, I mean, it's unreal, the weight difference.
Yeah. So when you're doing those longer trips, for every paddle stroke, you're just getting that little bit more efficiency, a little bit more distance from the board.
Great bit of kit.
Yeah.
So then next here, then we've got the 14-foot Elite. I know it's not kind of like a huge seller, just ultimately it's a race board, and race market isn't massive as such. We'd like it to be bigger. You know, everyone out there should be trying a race event on a GB SUP event, or, you know, a large local event. But this is a brand new board.
So we tweaked the shape quite a bit so I spent quite a lot of time on the 14 Elite last year, and I wanted to keep it 26, but I just wanted to add that little bit more stability. So I do quite a lot of paddling on the sea and doing like 3, 4, 5 miles across a rolly, choppy swell on the 26, the older shape. I did it, I could do it, but it was hard work. I never had that. I always like that confidence piece in a board where you know it, you trust it, you connect with it. I just couldn't quite connect with the older 14.
And where was that in that 14, the old one? Where did you find that kind of disconnect for you?
So it was on those sort of longer cross, because on a lot of the races there is an M to it, or a square or a box, where you have got to do a section across the wind.
Yeah.
So it was those across the wind sections, or on the start line, if you didn't get out in front when you had to navigate some choppy sections. When it's in your mind, the stability of it, I just like to not have that in mind, just feeling confidence.
Yeah.
And just tweaking again that tail shape to give that bit of stability enabled us to keep the board at 26, but give it that more planted, solid feel in the water.
It's more pulled in than the previous model, but it's also more squared off.
Yeah.
It's like you've almost kind of run a knife down the back of it and chopped
yeah.
it off. So that stability is coming from that squared off tail.
Yeah, that extra little piece we needed, that we felt like we needed, has come from that back section. Keeps incredibly parallel through the board, nice and light.
It's very parallel, but the nose is what really stood out to me.
Yeah.
In that the nose in the previous Elite has always been quite full, almost bulbous.
Yes.
But this is completely different.
Punches through quite quick. So if you have got those bits of chop in front of you, where you just want to punch through it quite quickly and quite hard and quite fast, that enables that to do that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to tweak your feet position as much if you just want to get some short shot punch through a few sections. It enables it, feels really solid. So like when you're punching through or going downwind, you don't get that vibration or judder back through the board.
Yeah.
So with the FFC,
I mean, that as a system is just remarkable. It is. I mean, it's as rigid as a composite board. If anything, I'd say more so, because there's zero flex in the front end of an Elite, and it's long been the case. But now with the nose in that way, super excited to try
and
it.
The way that overlaps with the RSS as well, you've got that real good solid, because there's nothing worse than putting power down and you feeling it.
It's like you've carried them further forward, the RSS as well. Slightly further forward, or the FSC slightly longer and set further back in the board. But yeah, that crossover seems much more prominent than it has than in previous models as well.
Yeah, so I definitely recommend people to get out and try them. that's the best way to get the feel for the boards, is to have a go on it. For the speed, the stiffness, the stability is key, because we can talk about it all day long.
For sure.
But the people are so surprised when they get on it, how quick and how fast it moves and how efficient you can keep that speed up and that cadence going.
And I think the key as well is to be able to do that and try them back to back almost.
Yeah, that's
so
it,
you've got that instant reference too. And then what we tend to find at the test centres and the shop is that people then go, we have to sit people down, calm them down, take a break, and then go back again almost, because they start to blend elements of different boards all together. And it's like, okay, but go back to that one, and that one. And they tend to go back down through the range and really start to narrow down as to what works best for them and their paddling aspirations. No, brilliant. Well, look, let's finish up and get in the water and go from
paddle,
there.
Yeah.
Magazine will tell us, stretching out the blue jeans, faking it like Banksy, growing